Even the king does not have enough. So why should I have less?
Where are we, France?
I definitely think the scope of the production value has added a lot to the show and definitely helps from a performance aspect. We've shot in snow and sun and rain. I think it's really added this kind of epic feel to our show, which oftentimes can be very insidious because it is a power play type of show.
We are shooting in all these really beautiful stately homes, all outside of London, places that you wouldn't ordinarily have access to. It's so beautiful, it's so detailed, it's so ornate. Such a pleasure to look at and to perform in. I think Oliver has a very elevated sense of taste, honestly.
One of the visual launchpads for me of the show was how I was going to represent the sort of sexuality and the sexiness of it.
We should play. We should play like pups.
I wanted it to have a real sexual charge to it and sexual energy. And in the sort of imagery that I was looking at, I started looking at a lot of things that were see-through fabrics and collecting images of where there was quite a sheer fabric, and that became the launchpad conversation with our production designer Helen Scott.
There are so many ways of interpreting period drama. It has to have its own tone and its own voice. There have been some lovely sets to do on this, including the palace bedrooms. We're sitting on one now, which is supposed to be the Edinburgh Castle King's bedchamber. Really lovely, sort of rich, strong, vibrant and statement kind of rooms that are really fun to do.
Fuck!
A really interesting one for me was doing the mask play where James I first notices George Villiers because he's dancing for him. It was a successful scene. It felt quite magical. It was very ethereal and poetic and romantic.
I think it's time for a new member in your bedchamber.
It's always exciting to come onto your own set and see, months and months of planning and lots of meetings and conversations and poring over photographs and debates come to life. This is an extraordinary piece of work in that sense.
Shooting in these incredible locations that we've been lucky enough to film in, it can only make you feel more into your character. So it's been a real good experience in that sense.
We did this incredible week in Scotland where we're riding around on horses through the valleys and the mountains, and there's no replacement for that. Luckily, we're not subjected to these green screen type shots where we have to imagine it all.
I would say that it's not a typical period drama because of the license that it takes with the behaviors, and I think certainly the sexuality. We don't ordinarily see this in historical fiction. It's absolutely beautiful and opulent, and I think it's wildly entertaining, I really do.